Cleveland Browns have named Deshaun Watson their starter moving into week 1. They haven't named him for the season. They have just named Deshaun Watson the starter going into their opening week against Jacksonville. Todd Monkin had met with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson, had both let them know that, hey, moving forward, Deshaun will be the starter. In my opinion, and my take behind this thing, I think Deshaun Watson is the guy. Now, many people saw that press conference he had after the game on Saturday, after the Buffalo Bills game. And here's what most people fail to notice. And I'm talking to all the Shedeur fans, particularly the Shedeur Knights, the Shedeurians, the Colt Sanders, the Prime Sexuals, all the people that support this kid. I have nothing against the kid. I think the kid is a great kid, and I think he is phenomenal. I think he has the right head on his shoulders. But you guys as a fan base, and I'm talking to the Shedeur Knights, I'm talking to the Prime Sexuals, you guys don't make it easy to root for this kid. You guys set him up for failure on a higher pedestal than he needs to be. When I look at this Browns quarterback situation, and I look at Todd Monkin and the way he made this decision, going back to Deshaun Watson's press conference on Saturday, what you guys fail to do and what you guys realize today is your guys' media agenda and driven narratives do not fucking matter in an NFL locker room and in a front office when it comes to personal decisions. You guys had to learn that the hard way today. I have been telling you guys for the last, and you can go on my X. X is a great platform to pull up receipts. I have told you guys from April all the way dating back till last November when they pulled Deshaun off of IR and activated him and he was practicing with the team. I said Deshaun Watson is going to be the starter when he's healthy. It's the name of the game. You can follow the money. Now, in my opinion, I think Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. To me, he's a proven vet. Yeah, has he taken a step back? Is he not Houston Texans Deshaun Watson? 100%. But you guys have driven this narrative about Shedeur that has made it so unrealistic for the kid to actually grow in an environment to be a quarterback. It doesn't matter if Shedeur Sanders was competing against Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, you can name whatever star quarterback. You guys would have still had nasty driven agendas as to why Shedeur should have been the starter. And that's why you guys have made it so hard for everyone to just appreciate and enjoy the kid's development. You guys are the worst fan base in sports. You guys are a bunch of buffoons. You guys are idiots. You guys don't have minds. You guys can't think for yourself. You guys just don't know what to think. Like when I look at the Prime Sexuals, and I'm talking about the Dion Colt, you guys are one of the stupidest fan bases in sports that I have ever laid my eyes on in my life. And I hope this kid does well with the Cleveland Browns, which he will. But my goodness, there are people out there, and I'm talking about this guy named Boog, who is on X, who claims he's a part of Shedeur's entourage or whatever. This man was at an airport on Friday or Saturday, live tweeting, talking about he wanted to steal off and punch off on a media member. And then come to find out that media member wasn't actually a member. That was just a random person at the airport. Like, these are the type of people that are out there. And so when people try to give actual evaluations of the kid, of the quarterback, and you guys do this horse shit, you guys make it so hard to just appreciate the kid. So let me go back to Todd Monkin. So Todd Monkin named Deshaun Watson the starter. He got up there on his interview today, and he talked about what Deshaun brings to the team. Bailey, can you roll the interview, please, with Todd?
Deshaun is going to start against Jacksonville. Took in the full body of work over the course of off-season to training camp to the games, the joint practice, and ultimately felt like to start the season on the road, Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball and score points. I mean, that's really what it's about. And felt that way going in the last game, but wasn't sure. And after we talked as a staff and after we re-looked at everything, we're going to go that direction.
Okay, so here's my thoughts, okay? What fans fail to realize is this. Todd Monkin is, I don't know how old Todd Monkin is. He's in his 50s, 60s. He's an older coach. Todd Monkin will never, ever get the opportunity to be a head coach in his life again. He cannot screw this up. Excuse me. When I'm looking at Todd Monkin and I'm coaching from his perspective, I'm saying this. We start off the season in Jacksonville. Okay. I see 2 winnable games on the road. Who gives me the best, the opportunity to do that? It's Deshaun Watson. Whatever the dude has done off the field, whatever scumbaggery, piece of shitness, I don't care what you think about Deshaun Watson off the field. He gives you the best chance to start 2-0 this season. And Todd Monkin knows that. Todd Monkin knows this. A year from now, if the Browns are in the same shitty situation, and ownership asks Todd Monkin, why did you start Deshaun Watson? Todd Monkin says, easy. He was the veteran. He was proven, Pro Bowler. And on top of that, he was the financial commitment from the front office. You guys fail to realize that when an NFL front office has financial commitment to a single player, particularly the quarterback, a head coach, if he decides to start him, can be in no wrong. That was the right political decision to make. Now let's look at it if he would have started Shedeur. Todd Monkin, first-year head coach, in his 50s and his 60s. Say you start Shedeur, 5th-round draft pick, second-year quarterback. Browns go off to a horrible start, which we expect. Now decision makers are looking at Todd Monkin saying, Todd, you wanted to start the unproven guy over the guy we've invested $49 million into, over the guy that, yeah, he's had 2 season-ending injuries, but even if Deshaun plays a shell of himself, he is still a better quarterback than Shedeur. No, all bias aside. If you can look at me in the eye right now, and I'm looking at you in the camera. If you can look at me in the eye right now and tell me Shedeur is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson, you're lying to yourself. You're using agendas. You're using narratives to put everything in front of actual facts. And don't just take my word for it. The locker room believes it. The front office believes it. The coaching staff in Cleveland believes it. Deshaun Watson gives them the best opportunity to win. That's just point blank. Now, you can go argue with anybody. You can go post narratives. You can keep talking on next. You can talk about how racism exists in the NFL. They ain't giving Shedeur a shot. Okay, that's fine. Enough. Run with it. But Deshaun Watson gives this team the best opportunity to start off 2-0 this year before they come home. But it's been a wild ride. I wish Todd Monkin, my only take is I wish he would have done this earlier. Because if you know the NFL like I do, being in it, and if you know how front office and coaching staffs work, and if you know who I've talked to involved with the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson's been the guy. You guys have only seen clips. You guys have only seen stat trackers on social media and certain plays that reporters want to post up about Shedeur throwing a touchdown, Deshaun throwing an interception, and you guys have used that to compiled into one total narrative that a certain player is bigger. Todd Monkin told you guys on the interview today, Deshaun Watson gives us the best opportunity. You guys, and he talks about the fans. He doesn't say it in particular, but he's talking to Shedeur fans on the internet that have created agendas and narratives. You guys don't see every practice, every rep, all the joint practices, the whole body of work. That's what goes into being a coach. That's what went into Todd Monkin making this decision. It ain't for, hey, I'm here to make you feel good. I'm here to do the right thing. Everybody saw Deshaun's interview on Saturday, how he kind of called out the fan base. And you know what's crazy is I wish interviews actually mattered in sports. But they don't. The body of work, the resume, the productivity. I'm not putting a guy out there that threw 7 touchdowns and 10 picks last year. No, I'm not doing that if I'm Todd Monkin. My job is on the line. I can't do that. So that'll be it. Do I think Deshaun is going to start the whole year? No. I think Deshaun is on a short leash. And if you're a Shedeur fan, I think you should be excited about that. Here's 2 reasons why. One, I think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, being a player and seeing how this thing is unfolded, which I've told you guys from April, I think Shedeur's best opportunity is being traded. Now, the tricky part about that is nobody wanted to draft this kid. So you would have to find a trade suitable partner that would actually take on Shedeur. And now that you guys, and I'm talking to Shedeur fans and prime sexuals, the pot of worms you guys have opened up, you don't think 31 other front offices around the league see how you guys act? My goodness, that's why people tell you guys to shut the fuck up sometimes. Let the kid be the kid. Let the kid work. You don't think there's a GM out there that, hey, you know what? I actually think Shedeur can be a good player. I actually think he can provide value to our team. But then he gets on the internet and sees the bullshit Shedeur fans and prime sexuals run off with. A guy in Shedeur's entourage is threatening to go punch off media members in the airport. You think GMs want to deal with that shit? So when I tell you guys have hurt the kid more than the kid has actually done on the field, think about that for a second. A bunch of fucking buffoons out there. Fucking buffoons. I hope the best. I will let it rest at this. I hope the best for Deshaun. I hope the best for Shedeur. I hope the best for Dillon Gabriel. And I hope the best for Taylor Green. I wish Todd Monkin has a great year because he is a good coach. I am a fan of Todd Monkin. But let's just let this thing ride out. Let Shedeur be Shedeur. Stop being an idiotic fan base and a dumbass buffoon cult. And stop wanting to fight everybody on X that wants to give a proper evaluation of the kid. When we come back from break, I'm sorry I went off on a little rant there, but hey, this is my show. This is my platform. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck off. I am a straight shooter. I will continue to say what I want to say.